Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
It's happening, ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. We're going to be live streaming a 40-minute long direct tomorrow, or depending on when you watch it, today, Tuesday, September 13, 40 minutes, early in the day, which means that we should be able to get the video up also after the direct, with the first proper general presentation of Nintendo games since February 9th. Yes, we went over half a year. And in the last video, I forgot that the last general Nintendo Direct needs to be before Tokyo Game Show, so this video will more than make up for that. But first, one thing, leave a like, subscribe and press the notification bell, and let's get into it. Now then, let's dive into some big predictions among with the reported leaks and rumors. You're warned, if you don't want to hear about them until the presentation, click away, as the code word for this direct is the biggest and most packed Nintendo presentation since June 2019. And based on all reports, leaks and rumors since, well, the last couple of months, it is clear that almost everyone will be satisfied. Actually, let's begin with the brand new game reveal, since this is probably the portion that will be the shortest in this presentation and narrows pretty much down to the next Fire Emblem and one major game that we'll return to later in the video. To put it frank, Fire Emblem has leaked with both a detailed thread and screenshots to back it up in June, and it has been well over 3 years since Three Houses came out. Every report points to the fact that the game is ready for release, so it will most likely be out before the 4th anniversary of Three Houses, and possibly the 1-year anniversary of Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. This game is a given in this direct. The same goes with the return of the other upcoming new games that Nintendo is marketing. Bayonetta 3 for one final direct appearance before the October 28th Halloween release, and hopefully the return of the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. We're almost half a year away from the beginning of spring 2023 in late March, and though spring stretches past E3 2023 in June, it is clear that the marketing for the 20th Zelda game has to resume long before that. Hardware questions might limit it until January or even February 2023, including its final release date, just like we saw with Breath of the Wild and the Switch. But the final title should at the very least be known 6 months prior to its established release window. Tens of millions of Breath of the Wild and Zelda players are waiting for this moment, which we have not experienced for a Zelda title in over 6 years, since E3 2016. And with so much anticipation, I sincerely want to believe that this is the time and stage for it. The big title reveal trailer, which we would have got at E3 2022 if it wasn't cancelled. 7 seconds of footage throughout 2022 is simply not enough, and with a reported Zelda blowout, I can't see how Nintendo can ignore their biggest new release in their first half of 2023 any longer. Nearly 175 days of complete silence might come to an end, and I believe all of us agree that the time is now to break the way too long Zelda silence. Unless they're holding it back to not overshadow the reveal of Wii U's The Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD finally coming to the Nintendo Switch. Jeff Grubb, Emily Rogers, and many others have made it clear that neither 2022 nor 2023 will break the 10-year streak with a Zelda release, since we're getting The Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD on Switch before the end of December. Not only that, it might be a dual pack bundle at a more than acceptable price, though the latter one is yet to be confirmed. Releasing a port of a remade on Wii U GameCube title has never been done before, and thus pricing is a very sensitive issue. In other words, pricing both games, well, each at $60 will be questionable, seeing that barely any development costs are involved unless cut content makes it in. Even so, Zelda isn't alone about returning back to the GameCube days after Mario was first with the Super Mario Sunshine widescreen remaster, finding 3D All-Stars in 2020. The reason is that Metroid is also reported to get a remake of its first GameCube title, Metroid Prime, which has been rumored for well over a year now. A proper $60 3D Metroid release in the build-up to Metroid Prime 4 in the future. The next Metroid game, which I don't dare to predict whether it will show up in this Nintendo Direct or not. But what about the other Metroid Prime GameCube games, say 2 Echoes? Well, it might be tied to the massive Nintendo GameCube effort, one that has been ready for quite some time, but which is still uncertain whether it will be tied to the expansion of Nintendo Switch Online or actual eShop releases. Since Nintendo Switch Online is a big question mark, as beginning from March, rumors have circulated that Game Boy and Game Boy Advance is coming to Nintendo Switch Online, and now they have been joined by the GameCube report. Adding 2 systems at the same time might be too much for Nintendo, and they know that they can still make a lot of money off each of these GameCube games individually. Since with the rumors of F-Zero GX being sold not as a part of a GameCube Switch Online expansion, it is becoming more and more evident that the Virtual Console section of the eShop might be returning, though with a GameCube exclusive twist, where all older TV systems prior to the GameCube are part of the streaming service, while these games are full purchase and download experiences. Not physical, but individual digital releases. The timing is also not coincidental, as we're about to reach the 1-year anniversary of the conclusion of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with Mario greeting Sora, and the same goes for Animal Crossing New Horizons, meaning that Nintendo might be ready to bring the beloved Super Smash Bros. Melee and the original Animal Crossing back to the light and sell them in an upscale version for say $30 to $40, all digital, but possibly with a great appeal potentially added to them online. For Melee, this will be a game changer, as the technically most competitive Smash Bros. Game might finally become an online multiplayer experience. This is perfect in the second half of September, where there are no big releases until third-party October, which we'll soon get back to. Starting with F-Zero GX, Animal Crossing, the original Pikmin, and Super Smash Bros. Melee. There's your GameCube Virtual Console launch lineup, expanded with far more classics forward, such as Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, Mario Kart Double Dash with online multiplayer, perhaps with the reveal of Wave 3 tracks, though it might be a little bit too soon if they come in December, and so on. It is the perfect business model for very little effort to warrant new sales of these classics, including Pikmin, which debuted on the GameCube. Okay, so Fire Emblem, Bayonetta, Zelda, Metroid, GameCube Switch, Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart, and more, check. This direct has already almost everything, but there are still 3 things that are rumored/leaked that we have to go over in this video. The first of these are the third-party releases coming out in October: Nier Automata, No Man's Sky, Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and Persona 5 Royale. Since we've already covered Bayonetta 3. Now for the last 2 reported big ones. The Miitopia-like Switch upscaling of Kid Icarus Uprising from the 3DS, which we've talked about before on the channel with Roger Space, but which is now being brought up by the same sources, bringing up the Zelda and GameCube rumors/leaks. So with it, we might have another Nintendo franchise covered in this direct, or possibly with an early next year release. As well, the rest of 2022 is already packed beyond belief with the list we're still detailing. I do believe that both this game and the new Fire Emblem are joining the new Zelda in 2023, and with it we're already seeing that the year is shaping up to become an even better Nintendo Switch year than 2022. In fact, it might even challenge 2017 if the final rumor or leak turns into fruition: a new 2D Mario game. The Super Mario movie is coming out in spring 2023, and the Illumination Studio leak has revealed that it is titled, wait for it, Super Mario Bros. After being delayed just like Zelda in the first half of 2022, around the same time that the US and Universal Studios Hollywood is finally getting their Super Nintendo World, or Mario World as it currently is. Fingers crossed for a first trailer in this direct starring Chris Pratt as Mario. This fall also marks the 6th anniversary of Super Mario Odyssey, the last full new Super Mario game on the Nintendo Switch, 2D or 3D, and Mario Maker doesn't count as it is a separate franchise. Bowser's Fury was as close as we got in 2021, but in 2022, the same leaks and rumors are pointing to the end of the new Super Mario Bros. Era on the Switch in 2023. That is to say, the beginning of a new chapter for 2D side-scrolling Mario, in line with the rumored title of the movie. The importance cannot be overstated, since New Super Mario Bros. Has been with us since 2006, over 16 years at this point. In other words, it is time for 2D side-scrolling Mario to reach its next evolution stage, instead of being relegated to Super Mario Maker 1 and 2. With this one, it would also not surprise us if the next 3D Mario is joining the next Mario Kart as launch titles on the next Nintendo system, say sometime around 2025 and 2026. And I just want you to think about it, since with a new 3D and 2D Mario game, 2 open-air Zelda games, a 2D and first-person Metroid game many years apart, it is clear that the Nintendo Switch got everything that defines a successful Nintendo system. Apparently, the reveal will take place in this direct, and might be the big bombshell reveal that the presentation ends just like Breath of the Wild 2 in the E3 2019 direct, Splatoon 3 in the February 2021 direct, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 in the February 2022 direct. A reveal to remember, and which will change Mario history, whether it ties to the upcoming animated movie or not. It is also revealed that could remove the need for ending with Breath of the Wild 2 and the title reveal of the game, since how do you end this presentation? That is the big question. New Mario or Zelda? Both are more than solid options, as both have been used to conclude events in the past. I will leave that question up to you in the comments to discuss. That and the fact that even though a lot of this direct has already leaked, there will always be some big surprises. Say third-party reveals that are directly tied to Tokyo Game Show and that no one could have guessed or gained access to the information to in advance. Games that Nintendo has managed to hide away, along with additional Splatoon 3 updates and more that will make this one of the best Nintendo Directs to date. And that is even without any Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news compared to Sword and Shield at the E3 2019 Direct, since the Pokemon Company is marketing that game on their own. Yes, this is truly a Nintendo Direct with emphasis on Nintendo, and anything but a general full-scale Direct will be a letdown. At the same time, hype responsibly to the moment we hear the intro theme of the general Nintendo Direct again for the first time in over 6 months. At least this isn't another 2020 outside the cancelled E3. Until then, be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to Commonwealth Realm, and press that notification bell to not miss any of our upcoming September Nintendo Direct, Zelda, Nintendo Switch, and much more videos right after this presentation. Last but not least, a big thanks goes to all our patreon.com/CommonWealth patrons, and in particular our role producer Charles. You rock, and please enjoy one or both of these 2 awesome videos.